Hello, my name is Jacqueline Lunsford, and today I will be talking to you about Japan versus the United States cultural differences. First things first is cultural changes. When examining cultures, it is important to understand one thing, that all culture changes. With outside influencing constantly arising, there can be changes within a culture. As time goes on, technology expands, the population grows, and urbanization sets in, and there suddenly becomes a new need for new values and new practices. While researching the differences between the two cultures, I learned that America and Japan differ immensely, but still contain some of the same core values. American culture. Americans have a loose culture. There aren't as many set values that every family believes in, like in some other cultures. Americans believe in teaching independence and allowing themselves to form their own beliefs. American values. Families. Women and men are treated equally and most expectations are similar. Women work the same way as men do. Men work more manual labor jobs than women do. And children are taught to be independent and are taught to form their own opinions from an early age. Education. As a whole, America values education immensely. The belief is that the educational system encourages work ethic and helps form a person's personality and opinions. It is also said to shape society as a whole. Separately, some families are more relaxed when it comes to education. There are plenty of people who believe education is not necessary to live a successful life in the United States. Religion. Religion used to play a major part in the United States, but it hasn't for many years. The United States doesn't have a set religion. There is freedom to believe in whatever you want. The First Amendment allows this to be possible. Many Americans, though, classify their religion as Christianity and have so for a very long time. Relationships. Dating and marriage in the United States has loose roots. Many people date for fun and marry for love. The divorce rate in the United States is one of the highest in the world. Dating in the United States doesn't have to be entirely formal. Many times dates don't exceed the first date. Holidays. America celebrates 17 national holidays, but only 10 of them are federally accepted and allow workers to get the day off. The most important holidays are New Year's, Independence Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Most employees get about 2 days off for Christmas, including Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Japanese adaptation. Japan started as a civilization with strict rules and expectations. And as time went on, society changed. China and Western civilizations were the main influences involved in the change of Japan. Japan adapted new religions and new styles of music along with many other things. Japan now is greatly influenced by the Western civilizations, but has also kept some of its older values. Japanese values. Family. Japan places a great emphasis on family life. As time carried on, values in families were changed. Children became more accepted and were not necessarily expected to simply obey and complete tasks asked of them. Their opinions were valued. The women and men, while specialization used to be important, it has changed. Women have been increasingly found working part-time jobs, bringing in money, but still, men are the member of the family who gain the majority of the family's income. Education. Japan is ranked highly in the international standards of education. Children typically start learning in preschool and to continue to learn from grades 1 through 12. Schooling is separated in groups: lower secondary school, grades 1 through 9, and upper secondary school, grades 10 through 12. A third of all students who complete both tend to move on to post-secondary education, which is a university. Education is highly esteemed in Japan as it leads to success in most areas of adulthood. Religion. While in the United States it is seen to be an identifier for a person, Japan views religion as eccentric. Their viewpoint on religion isn't definitive. Many of their religions practiced in Japan are derived from another religion and adapted to suit their own beliefs. Relationships. Arranged marriages are still seen, but are not common in Japan. While some get married based on a love match, plenty are known to still use family to find their partner. The weddings themselves are rather traditional in the ceremony. The bride and groom wear exquisite kimonos while their audiences watch. The only Western adaptation made to Japanese weddings is in the audience. The adaptation came from the Christian weddings, specifically how they watch and where they sit. Holidays. Japan celebrates 15 national holidays, New Year's being the most important. New Year's is a celebration of a course for about 3 to 5 days. They visit temples and shrines, pray to their gods for safety and health, and celebrate family. To the Japanese, years are completely separated. This is why by December 31st, they believe all work and worries should be complete or left behind. It is tradition to watch the first sunrise of the year. Questions page. Understanding how important education is in the Japanese cultures alters my perception of schooling immensely. While researching their culture, I began to see the difference in the American values and the Japanese values. While Americans value education, the Japanese believe that it is truly a gateway to a successful life. If I were to insert myself in the Japanese culture, I believe my public speaking skills would be greatly increased. Speaking to a group who grew up in this culture might prove to be difficult. As an American student, there hasn't been this much emphasis on public speaking and how to address the audience other than my peers. I would have to explain ideas and topics much more thoroughly than I would have in a modern American class. I find Japanese culture to be more sturdy in their values than American culture. Although their beliefs and values have been altered over time by outside forces, they remain confident in what they believe truly matters, which is family, education, work ethic, and etc. Understanding this culture beliefs was not complicated. Their beliefs are what you could expect or should expect from American family. If I had to choose an attribute of their culture to take in with me, it would be their viewpoint on religion. I believe Americans place too much emphasis on a person's religion. What someone chooses to believe in does not make it their identity. Interacting with people and families who have different beliefs and values than me is something I enjoy. It allows me to have a new outlook on the certain things. I am always respectful of a person's belief, but hearing new opinions can always make someone change their own, and that is what I enjoy seeing. If I were able to research this culture and study it, I believe childhood would be the most important aspect to understand. Knowing their educational values and their at-home values, it is important to understand a person and where they became to make the adult of who they are. Thank you.